Yo, yo, RX back with another stream. This time it is Tuesday afternoon, kind of night, whichever one you want to go with. Still pretty early, which means if it's Tuesday, 99% of the time lately, it will mean fight week, which it does. That being UFC Perth fight week. We are back with another fight week, leaving the Apex, leaving Winnipeg behind, this time going to Australia for a card that we're gonna talk about, break down all that good shit. So should be intriguing. Yeah, it's gonna be super early. It's a real early card. Obviously, that's probably the elephant in the room with the card that is way too fucking early. What can you do? And yeah, we're gonna watch it either way. So first, we gotta break down, talk about it for a few days, and that's exactly what we will do. So looking forward to that. And yeah, one more. Can I really say there? So yeah, the title says everything we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about UFC Perth. Going to go over the fight news over the last week, even though it's been very little. And then we're gonna get the rankings update following UFC Vegas 116. So should be fun. It's very early, not even 8 o'clock yet. And yeah, one more. Can I really say there? So simple. And yeah, not much more. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to add. No, not that I could think of. Hopefully you all enjoy a bit more early. Whenever I can, I will go early. And yeah, not really much more to add there. So let's get going. Let's get going on this early Tuesday night / afternoon. Very bright green background, or whatever fucking saturation is making it look like. Kind of an Australian-ish background. So, I try. And yeah, see what happens here. So, gonna be intriguing. And yeah, not much I can really say here. So, bright background for a stream during the day where it's still bright. Fuck, I might end the stream before it's even fucking nighttime. So, not really much more I can think to say there. And talk about some fights, shall we? Obviously, this will be the last topic of the night, but the biggest and longest and most important will be obviously UFC Perth, which we'll break down later. But first, we'll talk about the fight news we got over the last week. But before we even get to that, we are going to talk about the rankings update for the week following UFC Vegas 116. So, should be intriguing. I looked at these earlier, and the rankings are nothing crazy, but let's look at them, shall we? Beginning at bantamweight with the long overdue ranking of Highland Barcelos. So fucking happy for him, man. He beyond deserves it. Long overdue. I don't think he's ever been ranked before, so it's good to see him finally ranked. And again, long overdue. Good for him, man. He deserves it. And yeah, see where he goes from here. Funny is him ranked in between all the fucking prospects, so dude's good. Featherweight, Aljo jumps into number 4. Yair down to 5. Allen jumps a lull. Simple, nothing too shocking there. The winner goes up, loser goes down, and Gene Silva stays in the middle. So then we have at welterweight, Yeros Medic moves up to 12, and Amasov comes into the top 15, I guess. More is he going to number 14? I don't get why they do this shit. Paulo jumps to Lidze at 185, even though one of those guys doesn't even fight in that weight class anymore, so make that make sense. Heavyweight, Curtis Blades goes down 1, and Shamil jumps Parkin, cool. Barber joins the pound for pound top 15. Why? I don't even remember who was number 15 before, but they probably deserve to be there more than Macy. Ricci goes down, and I guess the biggest movement of the week at women's bantamweight, Jocelyn Edwards up 8. That is rare to see him move up that much, but she deserves it at 8th now. Probably should be number 1 above Pennington and Pena, but whatever. Deserve. Dumont down, Catlin down, Yana down outside the top 5 now. Maybe a bit harsh, but cool. Irani down to 8th. She really needs to fight already. Hosa down out of the top 10, well, at 10. Cavalcanti down. Nora and Luana move up for some reason. And Montague joins the top 15, also knocking Mario Bueno Silva out the top 15 for the first time in a long time. Yeah, very interesting movements here. Women's 125, Edwards is a big jump of the week, and maybe the biggest jump of the year so far. Montague ranked, Tyrene moving down, being inactive, Myra moving out the top 15, Yana and Catlin moving down a lot. Now if we can just get Pennington and Pena to goddamn move, it'd be nice, but time will tell there. And yeah, crazy shakeup. When number 11 beats number 3, you're gonna see shit like this. Good for Jocelyn making the rankings interesting again at women's 125. And yeah, one more can say there. Weight class with Edwards, Eileen, Cavalcanti, Montague, Bia. 125 looks good, man. It really does. It could become respectable for the first time, and let's see if that happens. So, not really much more I can say there. So, simple. And yeah, not really much more to add there in general for the rankings update. Really, the biggest things again, Ione moving up, finally getting ranked. And pretty much Jocelyn Edwards and Montague are really the only big things to happen. Again, I guess you want to say Sterling moving to number 4. Sure, for whatever importance that has. Whatever else, fucking little moves like Shamil Gaziev, Macy Barber, and fucking Roman Dolidze, whatever importance those have for you. And yeah, what more can I really say there? So, fine rankings update gave us something at least better than nothing, and yeah, simple, good shit. Crazy. In 8, Jocelyn Edwards in the top 5. Top 3, no less. I would never guess that would happen, but what can I say? You never know what to expect, so cool. And not really much else to say there. Fine rankings update, probably the best one in a few weeks, because Winnipeg gave us nothing, so even 327 didn't give us a whole lot, so it's good to see some movement finally, and yeah, simple, so not really much else to say there. With that being said, first topic down, that leaves us to always the second topic on Tuesday, that being the fight news. fight news over the week. What have we had over the last 7 days? Actually, not really a lot at all. Had very little. We've only had 6 fights booked because we left off at Sanhagen and Bautista last week. So, not a lot to go off. Yeah, as you can see, we've had very little since, and 2 of these fights are for this week. So really, we've only had 4 fights booked. I don't even think I'm gonna be able to do the next 10 fights thing tomorrow. So short. So I might have to wait another day or so for that, unless we get a lot of news quickly. That's what we got. So let's go over it. Only really 4 fights, 2 from this week, so 6 overall. And let's talk about some shit, shall we? Being with the first fight book since Sanhagen and Bautista was Tuivasa and Sutherland, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Should have went with Walter Walker versus Tai Tuivasa, but whatever. Talk about that later. Then for the first one that's not for this week, this is for the Alan Melky Costa card. Nikolay Vertenikov versus Chaos Williams. It's actually sad that when I say that fight, at least for me, I don't instantly think, oh, layup for Chaos Williams. A year or so ago, yeah, I would have. But at this point in his career, I don't know if it's a layup for Chaos. Like, he could win, no doubt about it, but I don't even know if I would pick. I don't even know if I'm gonna pick him there. And Nikolai's awful, but he still might be the better fighter there at this point. So, kind of a last gasp effort for Chaos to save his career. I think he's old, and I think he's like 35 in his own right. And yeah, weird one to say and not think, oh wow, what a layup for Chaos. So, not really much to say there. And then the last fight we had booked before the card, Saturday, with Sterling and all that, was not for this week. It had an Australian in who probably should be on this card. We have Ian Cutelaba versus Naveo Sterling. Well, Sterling got the fight he wanted, even though it makes no fucking sense. It is the best guy he's fought in the UFC now, but that's saying so little, and especially when it's still Ian Cutelaba. And I just don't really understand the point of why Navajo won this fight or at all. So it's another easy win for Navajo, which is cool, but these are just wastes of time at this point. So I'm still thought the idea that was best was him versus the loser Walker Reyes. How cool would Navajo and Walker be to get Navajo in the rankings? But I guess he's gonna beat up shitty Cutelaba for some reason. So makes sense. Then we had Vegas 116, and after that we've had 2 fights booked, and then the one for this week. So yeah, don't expect a lot of great fights here. And we have the, I believe, 3rd fight booked for UFC OKC. Where's Chrome when you need him to make fun of this shit? And we have the first male fight booked for UFC OKC. Ron Hardy and Diana, or I don't even think Hebos and Klein have been confirmed yet, but those are pretty much confirmed. So I have the first male fight for UFC OKC. Again, I did not have this one in my card ideas because why the fuck would I? Alvin Hines versus Alan Fry Jr. Why? Just why? Here you go, OKC. We come back for the first time in many years and we give you 2 of the worst heavyweights we got. Fucking joy. Yeah, layup for Alan. Should be in a layup for Alvin Hines, I would imagine. Like, at least he won life and death with Johanna Denise. Fry got beat by shitty Guilherme Pat, so what does that tell you? This being outside the Apex is pretty sad, and it should be a layup for Hines. Yeah, this OKC card's gonna suck, ain't it? And then lastly, for fights not booked for Perth this week, we have a fight booked for Macau in about a month. So kind of a short notice booking for that card, but not a bad fight added to it. As we have Road to UFC winner Zhu Kanji, I believe that's how you say it, versus Roman Tavares. Kanji was meant to fight in Seattle. Whatever happened there happened. Tavares doesn't have a fight at the moment. Yeah, why not? Throw this on the Macau card. Well, never hurt to add some more depth to the prelims and get Ju Kanji a free win. Because Roman Tavares is fucking terrible. So, yeah, pretty easy win for Kanji here. Like, much like they were going to try to have him fight Macio Barbosa, which would end in a fucking funeral. And, yeah, now he gets an easy debut win. So, he actually gets a harder fight than fucking Barbosa got not that long. He fought Dennis Bazookia, so pretty easy one for Kanji here in Macau. And, yeah, cool. Short notice fight booked there. You know, I think like a month away still, but short enough. So there you go. And obviously we got Marwan Rahiki rebooking for this week, which we'll talk about later. Not a good rebooking though. Trust me, it's so fucking bad. It's so fucking pathetic, but that's the UFC for you. And what more can I really say there? So simple. And yeah, those are pretty much the 4 fights booked over the last week, not counting the Perth card. Yeah, outside Navajo Sterling, these are not great. Like, any Navajo's fight's kind of stupid because it's just more can crushing. This is an Apex prelim that would have been better 2 years ago and still would have sucked then. This was just fucking pathetic, and this is okay, but I don't think much of Kanji, even coming off the World UFC, ours is awful, so, you know, great. And God, we need IFW news already. I won't be shocked if we get that next week or so. And yeah, not really much more. Or maybe Dana will wait till that break week in between Costa and Macau. So one or the other. And we'll see what happens. So not really much else to say there. Outside. For the casual eye, probably Tuivasa and Sterling are the only, and maybe Kutilaba, are the only known people here. So, oh boy, yeah, we've not had that few fights in the span of a week in a while, or at all this year. So, kind of sucks, but whatever. Hopefully we we'll get like 3 fights booked while I'm live or after stream. I'm gonna be pissed, but you know. And hopefully I can do the fucking, the next 10 fights booked short, maybe Friday if we can get a few fights booked. So we'll see. And yeah, for the last week, this is all we've had booked. Not great at all. But with that out the way, that leaves us to our last topic, the longest and most important of the stream, the main topic of the stream, that being UFC Perth. As we break it down for the first time, we obviously talked about it a little bit on Sunday night, but A, no one watches that, and B, that was more of like a overview, more than like breaking it down. And now we're actually going to break it down. So I'm not going to give out my finish predictions or talk about betting odds. Those are for Friday. But yeah, going to talk about the fights, give out my at least which fighter I'm picking, and go a little more in depth on these either good or shit fights. So not really much more to say there. 13 fights, and don't expect me to be nice about most of them. Some of them are actually decent, but some of them are not. And see what happens. So 13 fights. UFC Perth at 4 a.m. this Saturday night, or Friday night, really, I mean. And let's break it down, shall we? As we begin tonight with, again, I still don't get this concept of starting the card with the only 2 decent prelims and then leaving the rest to be garbage. That's the UFC for you. As we begin tonight with one of the better fights on the card, and actually one of the 2 better prelims on the card. If you're having a lightweight division, a very alright fight here between Cody Steele versus Dom Marfan. Not a bad fight here to begin the night, again, compared to what we have later on the pretty solid. And yeah, interesting fight here. Cody Steele back after over a year away. His last fight was in Australia when he lost to Wrong Ju in his debut. 0-1 in the UFC now coming into this. That was a great fight, but again, a loss. But we now know how good Wrong Ju is since then. And now Steele heads back to Australia to try and get his first UFC win. This time fighting an Australian in the debuting, Dom Marfan, who we last saw fight 2 months ago when he won the road to UFC at lightweight, and now he's in the UFC fully. So very interesting stuff there. Damar is a very alright fighter from road to UFC. The one thing you can actually, it's pretty decent. The one thing you can just hold against him is he's a really decision machine. He had 3 fights for road to UFC, all were dominating decisions, and that's not great. He's very grappler heavy. His striking is very whatever. So he's just gonna try and get you down and keep you there. And yeah, he has great cardio, great wrestling, but yeah, he's just striking ain't really all there yet. Not really a finisher, not even that great at submissions. And we'll see how that translates into the UFC now that he's now one road to UFC. So it's going to be interesting. Cody Steele, I believe, was one of Dana's like UFC BJJ buddies, or where the fuck he was. So now he started doing MMA, and now he's here. Cody is probably the better striker here. Grappling here will be kind of intriguing, and cardio as well. I would imagine Fan probably has more cardio. So it kind of comes down to who will be better in the grappling, and that could be interesting. I think Dalmar is a bit taller, so we'll see how much that plays into it. And should be interesting. Again, a very solid fight to begin the night for this card standards to begin the card. A fight that's this decent. Yeah, kind of hard not to be okay with that. So who's gonna get this one though? Who's gonna get their first official UFC win? I think I'm gonna go with the Australian here. I'm gonna go Street Buddha here. Damar Fan. I think he's better. Like Cody's not bad, but I think Damar had better cardio and can kind of grind out a win here. Like Cody, maybe he's gotten better over that year away. Again, his striking's not bad. And again, Wrong Ju's very good. I think Damar's very good as well. And I think he can kind of just lull Cody into a Damar Fan fight and win. So I'm going to go Damar Fan here. Kind of a must-win for Cody because if he drops to 0-2 after the hype that he was getting coming into the UFC, that's not going to be a great look. And but I think he is. I think he is going to drop. So give me the Australian to be in the night with a win. Give me Damar Fan. I think dude's decent. Yeah, he's boring, but he's Australian Grant Dawson. So we got Polish Grant Dawson, Australian Grant Dawson, and Grant Dawson. Sweet. All at lightweight also, so gonna be interesting. Good, a decent fight in the night, and give me Street Buddha to win his debut. Not very much else to say there. Dude's only 2, that 9-2 record, those only 2 losses are to the man in the co-main event, in Quill and killed. So, I don't think that's too bad of a fucking record overall. And yeah, just his 10th win here to start on the very early card in Perth. After that, we go to our second fight of the night, and again, with one of the only 2 good prelims on this card, because the rest after this are shit in terms of any bit of talent in them. As we have in our second fight of the night in the welterweight division, we have Jonathan McAuliffe versus Samba Gorimbo. Yeah, what do I really need to explain here? Pretty easy win for McAuliffe here. Samba Gorimbo was garbage. He had that nice little winning streak, but then it all came crashing down against Vicente Luque when he knocked him in he clubbed and subbed him in 2024. Then Jeremiah Wells beat him a few months ago in that horrendous fight. And now he's down 0-2 and needs a win or he gets cut. And I think he gets cut. McAuliffe 2-0 in the UFC, beating Oban and Kevin Jusay, 2 guys who were alright prospects at the time, but have both been exposed to being shit now. and how he was ever the underdog against Oban, I'll never understand. And now he gets the fight. I'd say the easier than I would easily pick Oban to beat Themba. So actually getting a step down here, but I guess UFC's trying to build him up a bit more. I believe he's a Robert Whittaker training partner or something along those lines. So that's good, and yeah, he should win here. Yeah, and Themba's shit. Unless Themba can just fucking lay on you against a cage, he ain't gonna do shit. So Mikhailov, the striking differences here are night and day. Like, Mikhailov's striking compared to Garimbo is like fucking Anderson Silva compared to goddamn, oh, I don't know, Jael Almeida. It's like, come on, man, it's not even a fucking conversation there. And the grappling, Mikhailov knows his way around some grappling, subbing Oban Elliott last time out. Cardio, he's better. He does better, and this will be a cakewalk win for Jonathan Mikhailov. So, what more can you really say there? Themba just sucks. He had a nice little run. Yeah, he did hang off the rock a bit, but that doesn't mean much anymore. And pretty easy win for Mikhailov here. So I'm gonna go with the Australian again to start the night 2-0 and get a very easy win here. Much more confident in Mikhailov than I am in Dalmar, but both should win. But if only one's gonna win, it's definitely gonna be Mikhailov. So give me Jonathan Mikhailov pretty easily here versus Themba Garimbo in hopefully his last UFC fight. Cause God, does he suck. Speaking of suck, our next 5 prelims, or actually our next 6 fights in general, all definitely go by that term, but especially these last 5 prelims. Yeah, there will be finishes. That does not make it a good fight, because these next 5 fights have zero fucking talent at all, beginning with maybe the one with the least amount of talent. We have Wes Schultz versus Ben Johnston. Why? For numerous reasons, I asked that question. And who is another one? Who the fuck is Ben Johnson? Why are you signing a 35-year-old who's not fought since 2024? Oh yeah, because he hung out with Izzy for 5 minutes at CKB. Like, what the fuck is the point of signing this guy? I'd never seen him fight before, but I'm going off the little I know that he's 5-1, 35 years old, and hasn't fought in 2 years. Yeah, I don't have a lot of hope. So when I do know, and I have no hope for it, the opponent here was Schultz, 0-1 in the UFC after Damian Pinos smacked him around back in Mexico. Guess he was okay to fight. How do medical suspensions work again? And now he's fine and ready to go again after getting dropped 3 times in Mexico. And we'll see what he can do here. So far, I've been completely correct on what Wes Schultz's UFC career will be, and that's him just being a complete fucking jobber, because that's what he is. So that's just exactly what he's been, and that's what he is. Again, he had a nice win in Contender Series. He deserved to get signed, but the dude's just a jobber. He's just roster filler to lose to guys they want to build up. Damian Pinos, Matar Abdul-Malik on Contender Series many years ago. Like, he's just not that good. And they must think he's that terrible. They must either think he's so shit this Ben Johnson guy will win and can look good against him, or they actually think this Ben Johnson guy is good and they're going to try and build him up against Wes Schultz. Either way, I'm not sure. But yeah, we got to pick, and this fight's going to be happening at like 5 in the morning. And they want us to watch this shit. Who am I picking here? I go with the American, who is a complete fucking jobber, or do I go with the Australian, who might be the better fighter, but God, does he not seem like it on paper? Fuck. Give me Ben Johnson, I guess. I'm not thrilled with that pick. This fight's just so low level, it could end in any fucking way, unless the Ben Johnson dude is actually good. But for being 35 years old, off a 2-year layoff, and 5-1, never fighting anyone anyone's ever heard of, yeah, I don't have a lot of hope there for him being any big good, but maybe I'm wrong. Give me Ben Johnson, I guess. I just really, unless this dude is just that fucking terrible, which I'm gonna say is probably unlikely. He should beat Wes Schultz, I think. Like, again, Wes can fluke his way into a submission or whatever, but he's just not a good fighter. And especially coming off just getting knocked around 2 months ago, who knows how recovered he even is from that. Give me Ben Johnson, I guess. Not thrilled with that pick, but gotta pick someone here, and I guess I'll go with the Australian here, the guy who I'm not sure if he's terrible or not. I know Wes Schultz is terrible, and yeah, give me Ben Johnson. Why not? To get the win here, and yeah, what more can I really say there? So terrible low level fight. Probably the low. I don't know. This is opening the main card. 32nd lowest level fight on the card. And yeah, what more can I really say here? So give me Ben and the debut. Maybe he's actually good. I fucking doubt it, but hopefully he's passable enough to beat a shitty fighter. So maybe the Australian to go 3-0 to start the night. And yeah, what more can I really say there? So what a terrible fucking fight. Speaking of terrible fights, our fourth fight of the night. Jesus fucking Christ. Can we go back to the great bantamweight fights we had last week? Or at least Davey Grant. There we have in our fourth fight of the night going to bantamweight here. Fucking Rafi, Jocelyn, and Norma again in this shit. We have in a fucking barn burner. In that term, I'd rather burn down a barn than watch this shit. And we have in our fourth fight of the night in the bantamweight division, Colby Thickness versus Vince Morales. Jesus Christ, this is terrible. Colby Thickness is a funny meme, but a terrible fighter. He lost to Toporia's brother in his debut, and then he squeaked by Josias Musasa. Most people think that's a robbery, which it wasn't, but some people think it was. To just squeak by him is pretty embarrassing because Musasa is a joke of a fighter, so, great stuff there. Speaking of joke fighters, Vince Morales, the man who is still somehow here after being brought back, losing 3 in a row and still being here for whatever reason. 3-8 in the UFC. Jesus, he's awful. And since being brought back to UFC, he's lost to Raul Rosas, Elijah Smith, and who was his other loss? Taylor Lapilus, I believe, was his return fight. So, I'll give him that. Taylor Lapilus and Elijah Smith, very understandable loss. And they actually did good. He actually did alright in those fights. Raul Rosas, he actually did okay in that fight as well, but Raul was fucking putrid. So what does that tell you? Can Vince fluke a win here? We're not even fluke win. Could Vince win this fight? Sure. Could Colby win this fight? Sure. It's so bad. It's such a low-level fight. This is a PFL prelim, and that being generous that they would probably even have standards in booking this shit. Who is the pick here? Now I go with the guy who got dog-walked by Topuria and squeaked by a tomato can, or the guy who's lost 3 in a row, but to at least 2 very respectable opponents that he actually did really decent against Elijah Smith, which is weird. Fuck. I never thought I would say this. And I don't want to say it because it burns the soul to ever say, but give me Vince Morales. So gross. So fucking gross, but I just think he's better. Colby Thickness is not a good fighter. He can be trained by Volk all he wants. He's literally not 1% of Volkanovski. He's just awful. He's just not a good fighter, and I think Morales can win this fight if he gave Elijah and fucking Lapulus decent enough fights. He even tested Raul, who actually looked solid against Colby. Give me Vince Morales. I just think he can be the veteran here. He has better cardio, more heart. He's been in harder fights. He's so shitty, but he he might be the pick here. Again, I hate to say it, but I think I'm going Vince Morales here. Again, it burns my soul to goddamn say, but give me Vince Morales. Ew. Ew, ew, ew. But give me the first Australian loss of the night. Give me Vince Morales. I just think Colby sickness sucks. I don't know what else to say. Could be another time where I'm overthinking it. I'm trying to be smart when I'm not. We'll see. Give me Vince Morales. Gross. And then we get to the big three of shitty, heavier weight class fights that are super predictable. We can just go right down the left side and move on, but we'll talk about it a little bit. Beginning with our fifth fight of the night, maybe the lock. No, not the lock of the night. I'm banning everyone. They're the one to ban Matua, don't worry. Trust me, there's no one to ban. Rahiki just got a layup. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit. What pathetic fucking matchmaking. Also, what's up, Matua? Good to see you, brother. I know I made the joke. I think I made a joke last week, but you're a few weeks early to be in Mosqueda fight week. She fights, a few weeks from now, so. But, yeah, Rahiki's booking. We'll talk about that shit. It's so fucking bad. And, yeah, fucking, yeah. So gross. So, like, it's fucking pathetic that they even booked that. Like, you could have found so many better fighters, but whatever. That's the UFC for you. And, what can really be said there? I've already talked about the first 4 fights of the card. Doubt you give a shit. As we go into our 5th fight of the night, the beginning of it was a super easy fights to pick on this card. Again, we might as well just go down this line and move on. I won't do that. As we have in our 5th fight of the night in the middleweight division, Jacob Malkoun versus Gerald Meerschaert. I wonder who's going to win this fight. 3 years ago, it would have been a debate. In 2026, it's not. Jacob Malkoun very easily. Could actually be the lock of the night if there wasn't a co-main event on this card. Yeah, Malkoun looked actually the best he's ever looked against Torres Finney. Now fighting a taller, just as unskilled version of Torres Finney in GM3, who at this point in his career is just falling down to any punch possible and giving up. Yeah, pretty easy win for Malkoun here. I still think Malkoun sucks, but, he's getting an easy fight here. It should be either it's GM3's last fight because he retires or he gets cut. And, yeah, pretty easy fight to pick here. Layup for Jacob Malkoun against a super watched, 4-fight losing streak, GM3. By the way, that guy gave Renier de Ridder a good fight. Again, how shit is Renier de Ridder? And, yeah, give me Jacob Malkoun pretty easily here. Not much to say. Simple. Again, I won't pick against him this time. I did with Torres. That's fucking stupid. Give me Malkoun next. Speaking of simple but terrible fights, we have our co-main event, the prelims. Like I say every time we talk about these cans, can we ever escape the Taffa brothers? Seems like that's a negative. As we have our co-main event, the prelims, in the light heavyweight division, another simple one to predict between Junior Taffa versus Kevin Christian. Coughing Baby versus Coughing Baby. Yeah, pretty easy one for Junior Taffa here. I know that's a fucking sentence you never want to say, but it's true. Like, I believe Topology was on Team Christian, which is fucking insane. Like, that's what a few people point out. Like, y'all are fucking insane. Of course, yes, we know Junior Taffa has as much talent as a fucking garbage bin, but he knows how to throw a punch really hard, and that should easily beat Kevin Christian, who... Let's break down what Kevin Christian is good at. Being tall. There you go, about it. This is a battle of the Billy Alacana victims, and Taffa should knock Christian out pretty easily here. Unless Christian can turn into Habib Nurmagomedov, Taffa should find his chin and send him to a new realm. So simple. We can never escape these fucking losers. And trust me, I would love to see Taffa lose here because he would get cut, but it's just not happening. They literally gave him maybe the worst light heavyweight on the roster, and unless I'm forgetting someone, it's fucking pathetic. So not really much more to say there, and pretty easy win for Taffa here. Even Junior Taffa can win this fight, I think. And yeah, next. And then we end the prelims with more Australian can crushing. It's kind of like a lot of these guys can only beat tomato cans because they kind of suck. Australia has some of the best fighters possible and some of the shittiest fighters possible. And everything you see on your screen right now would be the latter, as we have in our featured prelim more can crushing, especially by this can named Cam. We have Cam Rouston versus Robert Barajek. I really wonder who's gonna win. Yeah, obviously a layup for Cam Rouston, the man who is single-handedly taking out every awful middleweight. Is a dude ever gonna fight a top 50 middleweight? I said top 50. Robert Barajek ain't in top 50. I don't know if they have 50 middleweight signed, but if they do, fucking Cody Brundage is definitely not in top 50, and neither is maybe Petrosky is, and he's like 49th. Easy one for Cam Rouston. Yeah, Barajek beat Brad Tavares. That does not mean anything past 2014. And yeah, easy one for Cam Rouston here. Dude, the dude's fucking terrible, and I cannot wait to see him get exposed. But until they actually give him someone who can throw a punch back at him, lay up for Cam Rouston. Next. And there you go. Those are the prelims. They suck. If I were to go perfect on the prelims, the Australians would go 6-1. The only loss would be Colby Thickness, which, yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. They got 3 for sure W's here. This is a shady one. This is a lock. And then this is a worrying one, but that's a good fight. So, again, I wish we could turn the prelims off after this, get some sleep, and wake back up for the main card, but we're not that goddamn lucky. So, this is good. Everything above it is shitty. All of this is garbage. The best fighter on your screen right now is Jacob Malkoun. That says a lot. And, yeah, they suck. Yeah, we're going to end with 3 finishes, more than likely. It's a good fucking fight. If you put 2 of the worst fighters possible into a fight and it becomes a finish, that doesn't mean anything. Jackson McVeigh and Cedric Dumas is the example of that. That does not mean that was a good fight. It's good that it got a finish and that makes the fight a little better. Does not mean it's a good fight, and none of these are good fights. Yes, they're going to all be knockouts. That doesn't mean a fucking thing, so that's truly how I view it. And, yeah. Great beginning to the prelims, awful other half, and we'll get to the main card already, which begins just as pathetically, I think that's a word, as the prelims left off. I'm not going to waste your time here because this fight is a disgrace to the goddamn sport that we love, as we have a fight that should not even be sanctioned just because it's so terrible. We have Tai Tuivasa versus Louis Sutherland. Could they not pick Walter Walker or anyone better? Fuck it. I'm still gonna do it. I don't care. Will I be right or wrong? Probably. I'm going Louis Sutherland here. If this dude has half an IQ point, he grapples, he shoots 1 takedown, and he can win. All he needs to do, shoot 1 takedown and win. It's so fucking simple. Louis, it's the simplest game plan ever. Shoot a takedown, win. Even if you don't get a finish, you win because Tuivasa's going to be, well, actually, Ty's going to be gassed on the walkout because he's a fucking whale. But you get my point. I'm going Louis Sutherland here. Do I actually think he's going to win? I think the possibilities are pretty fucking high. They tried to find the worst fighter possible. They could have just called Marcus Buchecha. And they've succeeded, but still, Sutherland's probably better than Tuivasa at this point, and I'm going Louis Sutherland here. I don't care. Tuivasa's a joke. All Louis has to do here to win is, and you all know I'm right. All he has to do is shoot a takedown, and he wins. If this dumb motherfucker tries to strike with Tuivasa, either A, he got paid to let Tuivasa win, or B, he's the dumbest motherfucker ever. We'll see which one of those happens. Or C, he actually just wins because he shoots a takedown. Hopefully C happens. I'm going Louis Sutherland. So what happens? So Tuivasa wins this. He gets 8 more fights. Why? Cut him already. Cut your fucking losses. He's not a star. He's not a fucking star. He was. No one cares about Tai Tuivasa in 2026. We laugh at him still being in the UFC. All you're doing keeping him around is becoming a laughing stock. And if Louis Sutherland beats him, Jesus Christ, give me Louis. Just shoot one takedown. That's simple. Please, you stupid motherfucker. One takedown. Simple. Let's get to some actual heavyweight fighting that's not just two morons, as we have the real main card opener, at least because it has two legitimate fighters at heavyweight. Actually, a pretty decent fight for heavyweight, very intriguing. We have, speaking of fat fucks, Shamil Blob Gaziev versus Brando Persisic. This is a good one, man. This is a good one. Gaziev. Yeah, we know he sucks. He's a complete meme. But, you know, being a meme is something, I guess. As for Brando, 2-0 in UFC now, looking great in both fights, taking no damage neither, against Louis Sutherland being one of them. This dude looks good, but this is the real test, because he beat 2 tomato cans. Can he now get a legitimate win in the UFC and get a ranking against Shamil? We'll see. We know the dude has good striking, good power. We've seen a tiny bit of grappling, but against no one the level of Shamil on the ground. And we've not really seen Brando go deep into a fight. He's won like in 2 or 3 minutes. So add all that together, this could be a fraud checking, or it could be a really good win for Louis Sutherland to prove he's legit. So we'll see which one happens. I'm gonna go. Did I say Louis Sutherland? Brando Persisic proves he's legit here, and I'm gonna go Brando here. I could Shamil win this fight, of course. Again, we could point out many reasons why Brando could get fraud checked here, but I just think he can find the chin of Shamil like Waldo did and win. So we've seen Gaziev not do good against adversity. He has no fucking cardio, and he's a meme more than a fighter. So give me Brando. I think the dude's good. He could be one of the few good things at heavyweight at the moment. And book it. Not really book it. That's my pick. Brando. Think he can clip him and win. Get a ranking and do who knows. This guy could be really interesting by year's end. So not really much else to say there. Sorry, Shamil, but yeah, you ain't winning this one, buddy. Well, at least you're probably not. We'll see. Anything's possible with prospects nowadays. But give me Brando to get the win here. And then we have a fight booked earlier today, and maybe the most disgraceful fucking fight booked in 2026. As we had on short notice added earlier today, thanks to Jack Jenkins getting injured, we now have Freaky Rahiki, Moran Rahiki, versus the short nose debuting 4-2 Ali Shamid. 4-2. There was no one better. Fucking pathetic, man. Truly fucking pathetic. But he might be good. No, you're 4-2. They could have found better. They could have found anyone better. I would have been fine if they goddamn fucking... I would have been fine if they pulled Vince Morales from the sickness fight and threw him in there. It made more sense. Like, why? What's even the point? I feel bad for this Ollie guy because he's going to lose 2 fights and get cut, and his record's going to be left at 4-4. Of course, Marwan Rafiki's gonna win this one easily. I'm not even high on Marwan. I think the dude's gonna get fraud checked very soon because he's just not that fucking good. He's entertaining. He's not good, and he's gonna wipe the floor for this poor kid. Like 4-2. This is pandemic level shit. And I don't even think we had a 4-2 guy in the pandemic. But Jesus Christ, man. You're telling me there was no one better. You're lying. If they try and say that, they're fucking lying. So, unless Ali Schmidt's the greatest 4-2 fighter of all time, which he is not, easy one for Freaky Rahiki here. Again, pathetic fucking booking. And what am I really meant to say here? So, this is pandemic level shit. And again, the pandemic never got this bad. So, give me Freaky Rahiki. Easily would be the lock of the night if it wasn't for the co-main event. And what am I meant to say here? They called a 4-2 guy. When he loses this fight, he's gonna be 4-3 in his record. That's the worst record in the UFC right now. And before he even fights, it is. So, well, nice. Junior Top is almost 6-6. So, what does that tell you? But, yeah, pathetic and pointless. Fuck, I would have rather they push Marwan back to maybe put him on 328, give him a real opponent next week. But I guess not, so whatever. Fucking stupid. And then we get to the big three of the card, beginning with the featured bout of the main card in the flyweight division. A very simple fight to pick here if you know your shit, or if you are not living in 2024. And we have our featured bout of the main card and our fourth fight of the main card, Tim Elliott versus Steve Erceg. Pretty easy win for Uncle Tim here. Like, not really much to expand on there. It's Steve Erceg in 2026. 2024. Yeah, 20. Yeah, Steve Erceg was last relevant in 2024. And he's going to lose this fight because he sucks. Pretty easy win for Tim Elliott here. Do I need to expand on that anymore? If you think I'm doing a bit or trying to be funny, I'm not. I'm legitimately picking Tim Elliott here because he's the better fighter. Like, Steve Erceg sucks. Yes, he beat Pantoja. That proves my point even more. Schmidt about to become a shit stain. Or he can become the next Ethan Ewing. So, one or the other. And, yeah, fucking poor kid. And I also feel bad for Steve Erceg because people still pretend he's good. So, again, easy win for Uncle Tim Elliott here. I said the same thing when he fought Kai Asakura, and look who was right there as well. So, if Tim Elliott's still good, he's still fine enough to beat shitty fighters, and Steve Erceg's a shitty fighter. So, apparently, they can't 5-6 fight from Guam. Yeah, like I looked at that always dude record. He has 2 losses to a tomato can and some fucking his first loss was against a legitimate looking fighter, and all his wins are against fucking no one. So he's a jobber. It is that simple, and UFC is gonna get him fucking murdered here. So what more can you really say there? Poor kid. Again, you could have found. Well, I heard it was like some 7-0 guy calling for that fight, and they didn't book him. Looks tall on TV. He probably is pretty tall. He is 5'8", so for featherweight, actually that's maybe a bit short for featherweight. That's shorter than some goddamn bantamweight, so what does that tell you? And, yeah, he's gonna look real tall when he kicks Ollie in the goddamn head, so he's listed at 5'8", yes he is, so, yeah, no, he's a lengthy motherfucker. He's one lengthy motherfucker, that's for sure. And, yeah, one more. He's an interesting one, to say the very least. So, yeah. Only a bit taller. Yeah, been the bigger the target, I guess. So he's just gonna be a bigger target to get fucking knocked out. That's all that's gonna happen. So good luck to him. Good fucking. It would be hilarious if he won. It would be the funny. It would be Ethan Ewing level funny, but he ain't gonna win. Sticky, icky, rahiki. Yeah. So not really much else to say there. From Freaky Rahiki to Uncle Tim. Easy one for tonight here. Not really too much else to say here. Steve Erceg sucks. Should have left him in 2024 when he was relevant. And the Uncle Tim. We had Uncle Hioli and Uncle Daisy last week. Now we got Uncle Tim this week. Next. And then a fight that I will probably talk about longer than the fight will actually be. The co-main event of the evening. The simplest fight to book. Maybe of 20... I don't know. Of pick of 2026. I don't know why I said book like we're doing fight ideas. Which y'all don't watch, by the way. The easiest pick of 2026. We have in the co-main... Benil Dariush versus Quillen Salkilled. Block of the night, Quillen Salkilled. Next. That is still longer than the fight will be. Nothing more to say there. And then finally, we will end the morning. I was going to say night, but it's going to be like 9 in the goddamn morning at this point. As we go to the main event, which all roads lead to. And that main event will be in the welterweight division between Jack Della Maddalena versus Carlos Prates. Yeah, pretty simple here as well. Pretty easy win for Prates. JDM sucks. Next. Do I need to expand on that anymore? Don't think so. Cool. Simple. What the fuck's going on outside my house? This is why I don't stream early. Goddamn. Yeah, easy one for Prates. JDM sucks. Next. There you go. You said JDM sucks? Yeah. Pretty simple there. Just I know I'm being here. I can think of a few other reasons. Well, I say the truth, nothing but the truth, and only the truth, my friend. I'd be right. Easy. JDM's a fucking can. The dude has done nothing. Yeah, he's probably still crying because Islam wouldn't let go of him. I've never seen a champion cry mid-fight. He's a bitch. Prates is gonna wipe his fucking nuts on him they could not give Prates much easier an opponent, so it's a joke. Come on now. JDM's beat up a lot. That's like that you could have said a lot of other things to try and convince me. That does not convince. I'm picking Prates even more now. That anyone thinks that means. So would Prates. Expect so much. He's a bitch. He's not good. You mean so Jack Della Maddalena, the guy who lost to Basil Hafez, the guy who, he lost to Kevin Holland, the guy who was the last good performance out of Gilbert Burns, who was up 2-0 against him before the finish, the guy Islam beat 50-45 and made him cry for 4 rounds. DDP did better against Hamzat. The guy who couldn't finish bum Lal Muhammad. Do we need to keep going? Like, the guy who people actually saw Bilal won that fight. That's how shit JDM is. Dude sucks. He's done nothing. Actually, this is the best. I don't need anything. I'm sorry for going on that spiel. This is all I need to say. The guy whose whole career is made off Shavkat being made out of glass. Because if Shavkat didn't pull out the Bilal fight and JDM didn't step in, JDM would have fucking lost already to like Michael Morales or Carlos Prates. The dude he just stole Shavkat's career. Dude, the dude sucks. Just like Ian Garrigan, I think Ian's better. True, I'm dead serious. I would easily pick Ian Gary to beat JDM. I thought they were there, that should have been the fight they did here. I would 100% pick Ian Gary. I don't think Michael Morales is not even a fucking debate. Jesus Christ, that would look like a fucking pro versus an amateur. Like, oh, fuck, I'm trying to think who else I would take to beat JDM. Like, MVP would probably beat him. Fuck, he might not pass the Neil Magny test for all we goddamn know. The dude sucks. I don't know what. You're not gonna. People don't get. You can't convince me someone's good off of telling me, oh, they did this, they did that. I've watched everything he's done. He sucks. Carlos Prates knocks him out within the first 10 minutes. And I only say 10 minutes because he might go easy on him in round 1. Simple. What is JDM going to do to win here? He's not a better striker. He does not have better power. He can't wrestle. We saw that firsthand. This is a layup for Prates. So, when exactly what I just said happens, and this is what's going to happen. Exactly what I just said is going to happen on Saturday night when I do the after party. Man, RX, you were right. JDM shucks. Thank you. Thank you. And there you go. So, I tell the truth, only the truth, and nothing but the truth. Do you mean the same guy who told all you Yusuf Salal's fucking terrible? And that Sterling would have won easily? I'm not always right. I'll be damn sure that I'll be the first one to admit that. But when I'm right, I'm right. And I'm right. So, I told y'all Zalal's garbage. He is. Telling y'all JDM's garbage. He is. Next week, I'm telling y'all Sean Strickland's winning, and he will. Telling y'all Joshua Van's winning, and he will. Y'all just, when I'm right, I'm right. I'm not always right. I try to be. I wish I was. But I'm just wait. Just fucking wait. That simple. When Prates wins this week as the underdog, when Tim Elliott wins this week as the underdog, when Louis Sutherland, I don't care. When actually outside that, I don't care. Just you fucking wait, mate. Just you wait. So, not really much more I can say there. And there you go. To go over my picks one more time. Don Marfan, Johnson McAuliffe, Ben Johnson, no, not the Bears coach, Vince Morales, Jacob Malkoon, Junior Taffa, Cam Rouston, Louis Sutherland, Brando Persisic, Marwan Rahiki, Tim Elliott, Quillen Sal killed the lock of the night, lock of the decade, and Carlos Prates. Boom. Carlos Prates, is he the best fighting nerd? Kind of good debate between him and Gene. Yeah, and also Jacob Malkoon. And also, I've always been right about the fighting nerds. I said fucking Mauricio Rufy sucks. He does. I was a little bit wrong about Kyle. I thought he was good. He's not. But Gene and Carlos have always been right about. So that's another thing for you. Put that in your fucking pipe. I know the nerds, and yeah, Prates wins this and probably gets a title shot next. To be honest, so I have no idea what they're doing at welterweight at this point. So we're gonna get Islam and Morales, I guess, and then Islam, Ilya, and that I guess Prates and Ian can rematch or some shit. I don't know. Some bullshit's gonna happen at welterweight. Should be fun though, and. This week we see JDM probably get his nose. Maybe Prates can fucking realign JDM's nose. And yeah, I think Prates is a stupid human being, but I think he's a great fighter. Not really much else to say there. What more can I say? Gonna smoke JDM. 9 a.m. I'm gonna watch Prates send JDM to a new realm, and I'm gonna go the fuck to bed. Fuck, man. Why is this card at 4 a.m.? Fucking stupid. But there you go. Not really much else to say there. But now, really all I have to say for tonight. Anything else you want to talk about? Talk about the fight news we've had over the week. We could talk about the rankings. I already talked about those earlier. And I already talked about this, all of these. So, not much to add there. And, yeah, not really much else to say there. I'll go another minute or so. Not like anyone outside my two is here anyway, so yeah, I don't know why I would go live early and expect anyone to show up, since I would think going live so late would be the thing that kind of harms me the most in views, but clearly it's fucking not. So yeah, y'all really fucking piss me off, but whatever. And yeah, go another minute or so. Whatever else y'all would like to talk about. So, yo, DB, good to see you, brother. Good to see you. So, yeah, going live early, not playing out how I thought. The Discord, God, is that a flop? Yeah, RX can never win, can he? Seems like the case that I can never win, but whatever. Whatever. Is it in Perth? Yes, it is. UFC Perth. This Friday night, pretty much at fucking whatchamacall at 4 a.m. I'll make Smokey go. Yeah. And get him in. They should have had him step in on short notice versus Rahiki. Would have been a more interesting fight. He'd have a better chance than that fucking jabroni that they did call. So I already went over everything, the rankings, the fight news, and the fights for this week. So ask whatever, talk about whatever. With Wahlberg winning, I feel like we've already been Australia for some reason. Yeah, maybe a bit of the squatty. Last time tickets dropped to 75. Was he that of day of? Yeah, it's like if you can scalp tickets the day of, because they ain't some, but they sell out every arena. Yeah, fucking scalp some tickets at the last minute. So, it'd be pretty cool. It'd be pretty cool. So, I'm trying to think what else is going on in sports right now. Not a whole lot. Then we got Gamebred fighting whatever this week. Got Yoel Romero on that. I guess Ryzen or whatever is doing a card tonight for some reason. Thunder are the first team to advance in the playoffs, which I know, shocker. I don't know what's going on right now, but some other teams might be getting eliminated. So can see over this. And maybe she won't make weight. Who fucking knows, truly. Maybe she won't be making that weight. We'll see, though. So, yeah, that's a few more weeks. So I think that is 2 weeks away. We'll see what happens with all that. See what happens there. She was let Ronda just babble. Yeah. Who wants to interrupt that fucking moron and get in an arguing match with that idiot? Just let Ronda be Ronda. She'll shoot her mouth off like she always does because she's fucking stupid. So, what do you really expect? What do you really expect? Stupid people like Ronda just ramble. So, not much to really your fight, Ronda. So she walks in doing that stupid striking she likes to show off. That'd be fucking hilarious. Chinchina might knock her out at that point. Jesus Christ. The worst. She has never been taught how to actually throw a goddamn punch. So, what can you really expect? Never actually been taught to throw a punch, so. Good job, Rhonda. You fucking div. So. Yeah. So awkward. She actually thinks what she's. Man, I got her for it. Good on her, I guess. If she's that fucking delusional. So. If she's truly that fucking stupid. You like the draft? I was fine with it. I'm fine with what we did. I don't think we did too terrible. And I wish I just took Lemon, but that's what it is. Cause I just took Jordan Tyson at 6, but why do anything fucking smart? So better than still playing too much. Yeah, I still will. Don't worry. So. 273 kicker name Trace Neck. Y'all do need a kicker, so not the worst trade in the world. Get that kicker. You need one, so get it. So I'll go another few minutes. Big boot and reps. McNass missed like 8 when they mattered. Yeah, McManus definitely kind of ended his own career there. He probably already should have before then, but we were cool with that stuff apparently. What are you gonna go after Justin Tucker next? That'd be a hell of a kicking room. 3 just in that playoff game. Yeah, he really screwed y'all. He's old, a terrible person, and now hopefully out of a job. So, fuck him. Fuck him. I wanted to rant a few years ago. Yeah, Matt's a good kicker. I don't know. Is he still on the Commanders? I think he's somewhere. Yeah, he was actually one of their kickers last year. I remember that. He was one of the better ones the first season. Don't worry, the Browns always have a terrible kicker. And we got Andre Smith. Actually, that's how you say it. I think LV. I think you might be right. He might have went to the Raiders. So, wherever he went, he's a good kicker. And again, as a Browns fan, I've never seen a good kicker here. So, Zane Gonzalez and Andre Smith and Cade York and fucking Austin Seibert, fucking Cody Park, what is his name? Many great kickers here. I'm shocked we didn't take a kicker of how stupid we are. So, those the motherfuckers are important. That's for damn sure. And, yeah. Not really much more to say there. I get another goddamn 70-yarder from that motherfucking Jacksonville kicker. So, what's the name? Young Hoku, legend. He was good. Now he's out the goddamn league. So, he was pretty good, but now he's definitely not. I was actually looking into it today. I'll probably open the NFL Fantasy League probably on May 1st, maybe, if I can. So as soon as I can at this point, we'll get that open and get the link out to y'all. We'll definitely do the draft same time as last year, the week before the season starts. So carry-ins including Hines Ward and NFL. Yeah, I believe so. Not been a lot, but there's been a few. So, yeah, they were, yeah. And they're not a lot in the NFL. NBA likes their Koreans or whatever. Korean, Chinese, whatever. Baseball fucking loves them. Obviously got Shohei. I'm not sure which nationality he is, but one of them. So yeah, baseball fucking loves them. And again, one of the best player in the sport is one of them. Makes sense. Japanese, yes. And then obviously we're gonna be in Macau, China, in the UFC in a couple weeks. So, yeah. I don't think do they do hockey? I don't think they do hockey. Maybe I'm wrong. So, the other guy is a better pitcher. Nice Dodgers. Yeah, they have a few really good Japanese baseball players and all that. That's always been like their main sport over here. That's good for them, man, that they found something. Cause I haven't seen a close in the playoffs in forever. He did too, which, yeah, crazy. So, so, yeah, a lot of craziness in sports at the moment. Yeah, so, I think, didn't Inoue fight? I think Inoue is fighting this week, next week, last week. One or the other, so, yeah, he's really fucking good. Beating up more tomato cans, but, fight who you can fight against. Dodgers fan, I watched them probably second most last season. It makes sense. Bigger the better teams you're going to be watching, so. Definitely makes sense, so. They knocked my Brewers out. Damn, that sucks. Yeah, so no Brewers, no Bucks. And we'll see what the Packers can do. Yeah, you got the Packers at least. You're not gonna have Giannis, but get better than nothing. Still got Packers. So. I'm not a Bucks fan, person, NBA. I kind of follow players. Yeah, I don't blame you at this point. Don't blame you. Trust me, I'm already not. It's not the NBA for you at this point. Teams, if you're not a fan of the Thunder, you're not going to be a happy fan for another year or so. if you're not a Thunder or Spurs fan, you ain't gonna be happy for the next couple years because those are the only two teams winning shit for the next like 2 or 3 years. So yeah, at least we're gonna get Las Vegas and fucking Seattle back in the league. That'll be cool whenever they do that. So good old expansion. So, but Spurs were dominant for almost 2 decades, and then they got the best player in the NBA with the first pick a few years ago. So to go from Dave Robinson to Tim Duncan to Wet Banana, yeah, I think you did pretty good for yourself in the end. Can't complain too much there. Last time I checked, so they get that luck as a draw in the draft. Pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. As we have Anthony Bennett. Great. So, yeah, we're gonna get LeBron next year. That's all that matters. The King's coming home for one last dance. We're gonna win it all. NBA's gonna rig it for us, so I'm gonna be happy. So, but yeah, I'll go another minute or so. You got anything else you'd like to talk about? Shout out to everyone we had in chat tonight. I believe it's only a two-headed beast. James Tyre in Cleveland, more than likely. I'd be shocked if he didn't. So that seems like gonna be the plan. One more trip home to retire, have a nice retirement tour, and dip. So get one more chip. Can obviously be able to rig it for him, and be kind of cool. I'm excited. I'm very excited. So see what happens. But yeah, not really much more to say. I'll go another a little bit longer if y'all got anything else y'all want to talk about, fights or whatever else. Already an hour and 22 minutes in. Talked about UFC Perth already, fight news, rankings, NBA, NFL, So not really much else to say there. So if we're done for the night, then I would imagine we'll be done for the night. I'm going back to work in 2 minutes. On lunch, and I'll go 2 more minutes. It only seems fair. And I'll go until you leave, because there'll be no one else here. I think about 2 are left, so shout out to him in chat earlier. And then you came in. So a two-headed beast in the chat tonight, because for some reason I go live earlier and no one fucking shows up. So what did I tell you? I don't even think the reason they don't show up is live right now, so whatever. Go another minute or so until your lunch break is over. I'll get the fuck out of here, it seems, because it seems like we ain't finding anyone else tonight, so. Where to be done with stream this early. I still do this almost as close to weekly as I can. Still where to be done this fucking early. The goddamn sun was up when I started this stream. Now it's dark. And that's some shit. So, any last thoughts? Not about Gina Carano, ideally. The UFC, which we'll talk about again on Friday. So, I watched Kill Tony Mania, I guess, or yeah, since they filmed it, I would imagine it was a little bit like they did the same thing last year. They just didn't film it, so apparently that got crazy. This year they filmed it, so it was probably pretty tame and relaxed. So I don't know. I would imagine, but I'm not sure. But makes it Kill Tony regulars and in the KT format. Yeah, the match might be alright. Doesn't sound too bad. Does not sound too bad at all. Could be a bit funny. I wouldn't be too surprised. And yeah, so fuck, that's probably better than actual Mania. To be honest, can't be anything worse than WWE usually puts out. They want to go Usos and Kane, yeah. So again, can't be any worse than what WWE puts out at this point. So improvements. So oh yeah, NXT's on right now. I ain't watching that shit. That shit is not terrible compared to everything else they fucking do. So anything else for us tonight, gang? Or are we getting out of this bitch early? So, again, I already talked about fights and fight news and so you can go back and stream to find that shit. And yeah, if we're done for tonight, I guess we're done for the night. So shout out to DB and Matua coming in for the night only once again. Don't know how I go live earlier and get less views. That's life, I guess. But whatever. And yeah. So I'll still say, hope you enjoyed the stream. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if we're done for the night, then we're done. So fucking asshole. If I don't go live early. What's up, D-Rest? Good to see you, brother. How do you always find a way to show up like when I'm at the end of the stream, you fucking pricks? You always find a way to extend stream longer. I think Mikhail kicks like a donkey. That seems like it. What's up? I'm Miss Goldie. How are you new people in chat? Hope you are doing good. Yeah, Mikhail's a good fucking kicker, man. He has my picks this week, that's for damn sure. So again, I already talked about the fights earlier, but if you want to talk about them more, I'm all ears. So yeah, I'm definitely going Mikhail's. That dude's good. That dude is fucking good. So who you got main event? Prates pretty easily. Then I'm not going to be gaslit thinking JDM's good because he isn't. So I'm going Prates to get the knockout within the first 10 minutes. He's just better. So I know, so crazy, but when it happens, it happens. Don't mind the goddamn background noise. God, what the fuck, man? Why the fuck? Are you trying to arrest me for picking Prates? Fuck you. But yeah, I'm going Prates. Not even like a bit or a meme. He's just better than JDM. So, and which is actually much nicer than what I said earlier about JDM. So, but yeah, that'll be a good one though. It's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a good way to end the morning, I guess. Sure, we'll go to fucking bed after that early ass card. And yeah, should be fun. So good fight. And that's noted. I won't even dispute that. And yeah, I'm excited. So very, very excited for that one. And dear another account. Hello. So yeah. Not really much more to say there. Talk about anything else you would like to talk about before we get out of here, or we can go longer if we start getting crazy. So again, it's only 9:30 usually when I'm trying to stream. It's like 1 in the morning. I expect everyone to not be here. So Now it's just 9:30 and really no one's here. Oh, yeah. Well, they got the D-Rust and the Goldie. We have been getting new people almost every stream. No, at least they show up. They don't stay after another stream, but 13 new people. Always hope they're doing good. So, but yeah. Well, if we got anything else y'all want to talk about, an hour and a half into this bitch. So, talk about fights. Everything in the title I've already talked about, so if you want to talk about some more, I'm all ears. Just ask away. And, yeah. So, I could bring screen share back up if y'all would like. JDM's combination punches are very good, but his power is overrated. Bilal just ate everything walking straight into them. I think Prato's got a good shot because JDM is going to fight in range. Yeah, like, my being funny, how does JDM win this fight? He's not a better striker. He does not have, his cardio's not that good. Maybe better because Prato's a fucking idiot, but, that's not saying a lot. He can't grapple for shit. Pratas might actually be the better grappler. So, I just don't know what JDM's gonna do to win this fight. Hope the judges are biased towards them. Talk about NASCAR. The cars go really fast in a circle. There you go. NASCAR for you. So, yeah, I don't know. I just really don't see what JDM's gonna do to win this fight. He ain't gonna win by knockout. He doesn't know what the fuck a submission is. And the fight definitely ain't going 25 minutes, so it should be a Prates win there. So, at least I think so. No, we talk about WWE. Not very much to talk about unless I just shit on it, which that's too easy at this point. Everyone else does. That's not cool anymore. No, I got really nothing good to say about them. They fucking suck. So, not really much to say there. Fake fighting. We talk about real fighting here. So why are we talking about the UFC? Could win the fight with his long extended combination and his orthodox stance. Take away Crockett heavy low kicks. He could, but I don't think JDM's smart enough to do that. He's not shown any flashes of being that smart. Like when Gilbert Burns is beating you for 2 rounds before you get a lucky knockout, what does that tell you? Like, JDM does not seem like the smartest tool in the ship, that's for goddamn sure. So, I'm not thinking. Honestly, we already know Carlos Prates is a fucking idiot out the cage, but in the cage he's pretty good. So, he knows how to fight in the cage, that's for damn sure. And, yeah, so, in JDM, I'm just not sure what the fuck he's gonna do to win this fight after I just get knocked the fuck out, because that is what's gonna happen. So, he's probably still fucking crying because of the Islam fight. The dude, and he's mentally weak. That's another fucking win for Prates there, that JDM's a weak little bitch mentally, so if shit doesn't go his way, he's gonna goddamn cry in the corner. So, not really much to say there. And, yeah, so maybe Prates will knock his goddamn nose straight, but, maybe he's not a miracle worker. But that's for damn sure, so we'll see though. I'm definitely excited. Again, card is way too goddamn early, but that last few fights are pretty good. And should be intriguing. Should definitely be a bit intriguing to see what happens there. So I'm excited. I really am. So if any fight could wake us up at goddamn 9 in the morning, it'd be that one. Fun, intelligent fight by using great forward, kicking Prates with the left hand, keeping. But JDM doesn't kick, doesn't shoot, only can win with his boxing. Yeah, and that was definitely an off night Prates as well, because as we saw at the end of that fight, when Prates actually tried to win the fight, kind of, he could have easily knocked him out. If Prates fought like how he did at the end of the fight and the beginning of the fight, he would have won. So that was just a really off night half asleep Prates compared to what seems to be the most motivated Prates. So he, like, if Prates goes in there fighting at his best like he has been since that fight, he's going to wipe the floor of JDM. a motivated, focused, angry Prates. He didn't put him in the fucking dirt. The one knee up the middle, one big shot. He's gonna send him flying across the cage like Leon. So Prates is just good. One, like, fuck, he's so good that Ian fight's almost completely been forgotten and not even talked about anymore. That's how fucking good Prates is. So, dude's just good. And, you know, and I'd easily pick Ian to beat JDM, to be honest. So that's not even a joke. Ian would easily beat JDM. So, I gotta tell you. So, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good. And, see what happens. See what fucking happens. So, should be a fun one. Again, I already went over the card, did my picks for them. I can do them again if you want, and I can go over them one more time if y'all would like. Or fucking bring screenshot back up, what have you. But, yeah, man. Go back and stream and see them. And, yeah, whatever y'all want me to do. Talk about them now. Again, keep talking about the main event. All up to y'all. Y'all make the stream. I'm just idiot who yaps with you. So, not really much to say there. Prates got a low kick and knee down the middle and shit talk JDM before he KOs him. Yeah, he will. The last part's definitely a lock to happen, and he'll do the other two things as well. That's just what Prates does. That's Carlos for you. He's gonna do all of that and more. So, again, that's just Carlos Prates for you. So, what more? He's going to laugh at you before he knocks you out. He's gonna make you a meme. So, Hulk Hogan saying "fuck Hulk Hogan." No. So, yeah, not really. Carlos is into what Carlos does. Gonna be fun, man. Always good to see a Carlos Prates fight. So, just wish it was not at 9 in the goddamn morning. Whatever. We're not that lucky at the end of the day. So, whatever. And, yeah. So, he's gonna find that chin of JDM and get the win. So, that'll be fun. It's gonna be fun, man. I'm excited for a few things on that card. Of course, Quill and Salcode's just fucking phenomenal. Freaky or Hiki should be an alright fighting. That new booking is stupid. Brando Persisic is alright. Tim Elliott's always cool. Mikhailov is good. Dalmar Font, a good prospect. Yeah, everything else sucks, but take the beginning and end of the card. The beginning and end of the card are good. The middle is garbage. So, but it should be fun enough. And yeah, not really much more to say there. So again, I want to talk about anything else you would like me to talk about. Again, everything in the title of the stream I've already talked about like an hour ago. So it's up to whatever y'all would like to talk about. Pretty simple. So if y'all want to talk about anything else, if not, then yeah, again, I'll go over my picks again if you want. Whatever. So, again, about at the hour and 40-minute mark on this bitch. And, yeah. So, not really much else to say there. But yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be good. Should be an alright card Saturday. We'll see what happens. And I guess the best part of the card gets us one step closer to 328. So take your wins when you can get them. The closer we get to 328, the fucking better. So this time next week, we'll be talking about 328, which is gonna be fucking madness. So I can't wait. And yeah, gonna be fun. Gonna be fun. So, you think anyone can beat him? Beat who? Prates? Jack Della? Quillen? Who would that be? Talk about the current events in Rhode Island. I don't know what the current events are, so I doubt I won't talk about them because I don't care about news bullshit. I care about sports. I'm under the age of 80, so I don't watch the fucking news. So, uh, yeah. Yeah. Who do I think can beat who, or who do I think is unbeatable? I'm not sure. I'll bring up the screen share one more time, I guess, for a minute or so. Yeah, I should have gave you all a flash warning for that fucking color. My bad. But yeah, I already talked about all the fights here. The two stars of the card. Can't wait to see these two do their thing. Gonna be fun. Gonna be fun. So, talked about the fight news we've had over the week. All of this. And talk about the rankings update. So, yeah. Whatever y'all would like to talk about. I'm fine with keeping stream going a bit longer for good reason, of course. I'll go till 10 if I have to. I doubt we will. If that's what happened, that would happen. If not, then go as long as we go. So, yeah, whatever. Who is unbeatable? I'm not sure. So, so not really much else going on. I wonder if there's been another fight booked since I went live. Let me look. I can't really do like I don't like to move tabs on my computer on stream. If I do, my computer might fucking implode. So yeah, look on me phone. Let me do that. Oh, let's see. Let's see. Have we had any new fights booked since I've went live? Again, not talk about anything y'all want because I already talked about everything in the title, so it's all up to y'all. Whatever y'all would like. Again, I'll go with my picks again if you want, or whatever. Let's see. No new fights booked. So, God, we need IFW news already, man. So I'll go another minute or so. If y'all don't get anything else y'all want to talk about, then get the fuck out of here. So, okay, bye. Yeah, have a good one, D-Rest. Always good to see your accounts, bro. So. If that's it for the night, gang, then that's it for the night. If y'all got anything else you want to go, then we'll go. Nobody wants to see Chimaev win next week. Hopefully, Strickland prays hard. I think Strickland will win. If Strickland can survive the first 10 minutes, he wins. So, I think it's a better chance than people want to say that Strickland wins. People don't want to admit it. But, when it happens next week, people will be shocked. But, and I think there's a better chance he wins than people think. What is Hamza, minus 600 or some bullshit? I think Hamza should only be like minus 190 or some bullshit like that. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Strickland can survive to that third round, or can keep it standing even early. Hamza's fucked. So, we might be seeing the Izzy fight all fucking over again. How did Dump Truck lose a couple days ago? By thinking you can do nothing for a fight and win a decision. Like, it was close. You could make a case for Dumont 1 and 2, but I gave Edwards 1 and 3, so all came down to round 1. And I think Edwards took it. And Norma did what she did. Like, Norma can act surprised, but when you don't do anything for 15 minutes, pretty much, who are you upset at? Like, she already lost to Kevin Vieira before that, so she can only blame her goddamn self. So, she can only fucking blame herself. You lost that fight because you decided to fucking do nothing and think you won. That simple. Like, she can be upset all she wants. I don't know who I'm not sure who she's upset at. So, no. Good for Edwards, man. Good for fucking Edwards. So, yeah, not really much more to say there. Be upset all you want, Norma, but so was Luna Marietti. I don't know what the fuck he was upset about, too. Like, you clearly lost that fight, but, fucking Montel Jackson, and apparently everyone else is upset that he clearly got 29-28'd. Fucking, I don't get people, man. I don't get it. Fuck, the only fighter who should be pissed out of that career is Palastri. She actually did get robbed. Everyone else can just cry about their clear loss. So, what's louder, Shmir's Emil Diogaziev or JDM's? And they're seconds after getting KO'd this week. Ooh, JDM ain't gonna be thinking much when he's in the fucking casket, thanks to protests. And Shamil Ghazi, fuck, we might have an earthquake on Saturday if fucking Shamil gets knocked out again and fucking falls back. Fuck. But fucking JDM and Ghazi are gonna be in the same goddamn hospital next to each other. They're getting their fucking heads knocked into the 5th row, so. What does that tell you? Ghazi has a better chance to win than JDM, if we're being honest. So, Shamil Blob Ghaziev. I don't think Gaziev champ. Kassiev. Heavyweight so shit anything possible, but yeah. Gaziev. Funny meme. I always love a good meme fighter, but yeah, Gaziev's a joke. Like, dude fucking sucks. And I'm definitely going Brando this week, so what more can I really say there? So, yeah, losing to Waldo and Jorginho are good losses, I'll give him that much, but yeah, he got embarrassed in both those fights. The skill gap between him and those guys were very fucking wide from what we saw, so. Though, like Kelvin Gastelum, man, loses just the same. So, I don't think you could fit the belt around Gaziev either. So, what does that tell you? But I am really starting to fade here, to be honest. I'll go another minute or so if you got anything else you'd like to talk about, anybody. But, yeah, bro, I love guys by a fair fighter, but he's fucks this week. Yeah, like Gaziev again. Gaziev's a funny meme, and I don't hate him, but yeah, he could win because again I talked about the fight earlier. Brando does have flaws. We've not seen him go deep into a fight. We don't know if he can grapple, but we know Gaziev. We know Shamil can't go deep into a fight, and he can grapple, but for how long? So Brando's a much better striker, and yeah, just Gaziev could win and fraud check Brando because Brando hasn't fought adversity yet, but we know Gaziev sucks against adversity, so if someone's gonna go down in that fight, either we're gonna get a fraud checked or an earthquake by Gaziev falling down again, and should be interesting. That's a good fight. At least we got one legit heavyweight fight on that card, whatever the fuck that other one is. Yeah, but Gaziev gasses after the first and uses his head as defense. They really should have done Shamil and Tuivasa. The fattest fucks possible. But yeah, Gaziev does. That Jairzinho fight is a 1 of 1. Like, I don't know what the fuck that was. And Waldo was just so much better than Gaziev. It's not even funny. So, like, Waldo just styled on him for like the 2 minutes the fight went. So, like, Gaziev is not awful. We've seen him win fights, but his only wins are what, fucking Thomas Peterson and did he beat? Yeah, I know he beat Dontel Mays. He beat a few cans. Dontel Mays and fucking Martin Budai. So, what is he in the UFC? I think it's 5-3-2 or some shit. 3-2. So Budai, Dontel Mays. Who the fuck was his other one? Rodrigo Nascimento, I think. I don't know why I want to say Mohamed Usman. He definitely did not fight Mohamed Usman. I don't know where the fuck else he beat. Looking forward to the Shui this week. It's been so long. Yeah, I'm going Sutherland. Sorry to burst the bubble. It's truly so easy for Sutherland to win this fight. Just shoot one takedown. And actually, even if Ty wins, it's a disgrace to the sport because he should not even be in the UFC. Like, he should be on the local Netflix card. Like, he's such a joke. So, it's a lose-lose no matter who wins this week. Either Sutherland stays in UFC or Tuivasa does. So, it's a lose-lose either way. And, yeah. They should have picked Walter Walker to step in. To be honest, I'd been much better, but whatever. And, yeah, I'm going Sutherland. Again, if the idiot shoots one takedown, he can win. So, are we gonna gas after the first round and get KO'd round 2? Good thing for Sutherland, Tuivasa is gonna gas on the walkout. So, yeah, they're gonna be on even playing field at least. They should do that fight in Mexico. Teixeira never finished tie, bro. I didn't say Sutherland was gonna win by finish. I never fucking did. And Teixeira is a joke. Teixeira is fucking awful. If Sutherland's smart, he does exactly what Teixeira did. Lay on him. Just fucking lay on him. That's all you need. Will it happen? I don't fucking know, and I truly don't care. That's the worst fight on the card this week. Like, it's the most deplorable, most pathetic, whatever term you'd like to use. So, they, like, fuck, they want Tuivasa to win for sure. They should have just called Marcus Buchecha. Then Tuivasa definitely would be winning this week. I guess he didn't get that lucky. So, yeah, with Pavlovich is gonna send Teixeira to New World. I can because the shoe he. We'll see, man. We'll see. Toph could win as well. Well, there's no could there. He is gonna win. He's the pick underdog. Like something. I like. God, I get Toph sucks, but Jesus Christ, he ain't losing to a tall nobody. Fuck, man. Even he can win this fight. So. Yeah, a lot of the middle fights on this card are just can crushing for the Australian fighters. Toph, Malkoon, Ralston, fucking, those are the main three. So, Thickness might lose. Who fucking knows with the Wes Schultz fight? And Tuivasa could lose. Man, I was much more confident in Sean Sharif to beat him than Louis Sutherland. So, I'm trying to be fucking funny. So, and we actually got good fights on the card outside of all of those. So, should be intriguing at least. And I'm excited. I'm not excited that it starts at 4 in the goddamn morning. Yeah, I'd be up at that time anyway, but I want to fucking watch fights at that time. And yeah, at least the pre-party can go almost right into it. So, give Austin Lane time goes on to Wednesday and kills Pierre. I'm actually shocked they didn't call Austin Lane for this fight in hindsight. So. Send Tuivasa to go fight Ngannou. Netflix main event too. Actually, I'd be down to see that. So, we'll see what happens with Tuivasa. And, yeah. Well, not really much more to say there. But, yeah, I'm extremely fucking. I think I have no voice that left, and we're about at 2-hour mark. So, is there anything else you'd like to talk about? I'm down to talk about it for a minute, but I'm tired of talking. So, shout out to everyone we had in chat tonight, though. I miss Goldie. Shout out to the new homie, the new G. The Blob vs. Ty would have went hard. They should have done that. It would have been a lot more intriguing. But, they should have called Chris Barnett back. So, who else do we have in chat tonight? DB, D-Rest, both D-Rest accounts. Montua, shout out to all you fucking legends. Shout out to all you fucking goats. Love y'all. And, if I'll go to the 2-hour mark, so I'll go 2 more minutes, then I'm getting the fuck out of here. I love y'all, but Jesus Christ, 2 hours is 2 hours. So, go another 2 minutes, and then I'm out of here. So I'll be back on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Stream-wise, breakdown video on Friday, recap on Sunday, and I'll have a short out, usually every day. Like some days, maybe not, but I'm close to every day. I'll have one out in a few hours from now, so what does that tell you? And, yeah, about another 90-ish seconds, so whatever else y'all would like to talk about before we end this bit. Fun early Tuesday night with y'all. I hope everyone's week has went well so far. Now we're heading to Wednesday, and, yeah, not really much more to say there. Yeah, so, simple. So, one more minute, and I'll begin the fuck out of here. Did not expect to go 2 goddamn hours tonight. What's more impressive, Bento JK Islam Ghazi quitting to BC against Jorginho. Of course, it's Gaziev. That is still the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. Is Gaziev quitting because he's gassed and fat and gonna die if he fights another round. So that's heavyweight for you. So we did not see Valfoka and Blades, that's for damn sure. And, yeah, very funny. And that's why Gaziev's the GOAT, man. That's the only thing you say. He's the blob for a reason. He's our blob, god damn it. And, yeah, not really much more to say there. With that being said, hit the 2 hour mark. We have last comment. I'll read it. And look at Ritual Call would be a funny watch. Fuck, they might do that. Who knows? They win their next fight. So I'd be down to see it. But I'm getting the fuck out of here. 2 hours. Shout out to y'all. Had fun. Any last things I'll read. But that being said, hope you enjoyed the stream. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Be back live on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night. As always, 2 hours later, and a nap incoming, and a loud vehicle going by. As always, RX out. Good vibes only, and